your emergency?
Yes, I just saw a shooting, please.
I just lost something that was so precious. She was always my baby.
I keep telling them I wish they'd find the guy that did it.
He's lying. He's been lying all night.
Fratta just returned home when she was ambushed in her garage.
I just saw a shooting.
You just saw a shooting?
Yes.
And what is your location?
Fratta, a mother of 3, was shot in the head.
There's still a person out there. There's a black gentleman. He's wearing a black shirt and a black pants. The lady is down in her garage. She's been shot 2 times. There were 2 shots.
When Fratta was murdered, suspicion immediately turned to her estranged husband, Bob Fratta.
Did you originally have your wife killed? No, I did not.
Harris County Sheriff's detectives questioned Bob Fratta immediately following his wife's murder. Fratta was a Missouri City public safety officer, a hybrid firefighter police officer.
Who hates your wife enough to kill her? Nobody I can think of. I mean, I can't think of anybody that hates her. What's wrong with this picture?
You know, there's no robbery, there's no sexual assault, there's no carjacking.
Fratta did have an alibi.
Well, the time it happened, I was at church with my children.
True, but detectives knew Bob and Farah were in the middle of a contentious divorce and custody battle. There was also the matter of the $1,000 in cash found in Bob's car the night of Farah's murder.
He is so self-serving, so egotistical, is a classic narcissistic that believes the world revolves around him.
Victims' rights advocate Andy Kahn has remained close to Farah's family.
Everyone was nervous.
Judy Cox was a social worker assigned to supervise visits between Bob Fratta and his children after their mother's murder. Bradley was 7, Daniel 6, and Amber 4.
I can remember her walking around the office and saying to anyone who would listen, the bad guys put bullets in my mommy's head.
Cox's notes from those meetings revealed the confusion and pain these children endured.
They wanted to know when they could live with him. Amber cried when he left and wanted just one more hug.
5 weeks after Farah's murder, Bob Fratta was arrested and charged with hiring 2 men, Joseph Andrew Prystash and Howard Paul Guidry, to kill his wife. Prosecutors said Prystash was the go-between and getaway driver, while Guidry was the triggerman.
My poor daughter, she stood in front of him. He could have spared her. These people are not human.
During trial, witnesses testified Bob Fratta talked to several people about finding someone to kill his wife.
They're still trying to pin the gun to me as though it was a reward for the murder, right?
Some of Guidry's jail phone calls were recorded.
Well, how come they use that gun against you? Because you had Idiot's gun. What's his name? Pystash's gun, right?
Actually, the gun comes from, I found out later, Fratta. Fratta gave the gun to Pystash.
Bob Fratta was convicted and sentenced to death in 1996, but more than a decade later, he won a retrial. An appeals court determined Prystash and Guidry's confessions were inadmissible.
I just felt so sorry for Lex and Betty having to go through that again.
Cox remained close to the family and was by their side when a 2009 retrial ended the same as the first. Bob Fratta convicted and sentenced to death.
I can't get that image out of my mind where he's smiling into the camera. There are certain cases that deserve the death penalty, and Bob Fratta's right at the top of the list.